Welcome to the Dog Trainers Podcast, a podcast created by dog trainers, for dog trainers, or anyone who's ever fallen in love with man's best friend.
I agree that you hold a huge amount of power, and I totally understand that sentiment of like, don't overdo it. I definitely make sure that I explain that to people. Like, it's a button, it's easy. Make sure you're doing what you should be doing, but also people do not fall for the other mistake. It's not as much power as you would think, in that I've met a lot of people that buy e-collars, don't do the training, just put the e-collar on the dog, and then they're like, okay, so I'm just gonna take my dog for like an off-leash walk now.
That's a great point.
And that dog is like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up. You're right. That does happen.
That for whatever reason, I'm just so unlucky that happens to me. Like, my dogs will be perfectly behaved. Somebody's dogs come bolting at us from and I hear a frantic person behind them, Fido, no, and I see the dog getting corrected. Like people buy the collar and think it's like an end all be all, and it's like, no, it's a training tool that requires understandings on the dog's part.
There's protocols you got to follow. Yeah,
right.
It's called a training tool.
I think it's like anything. I think the tool is the tool, and then you have to add training to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
To go back to another negative thing you were saying is like, well, I'm worried like I will mess up my dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
I'm worried the e-collar will mess up my dog.
Right.
And it's like anything can mess up. A leash can mess up.
Not
your dog,
training your dog will mess up your dog.
Right.
Yeah. Touch petting your dog can mess up.
Yeah, true.
You know, and I really believe that. I mean, so yeah, the e-collar could totally mess up your dog, but so could absolutely anything else.
Right.
So you have to,
Again,
know the trainer.
Yeah.
You know, use the trainer.
We'll say this in almost every video we do. It's not the tool; it's the practitioner. Always.
Oh yeah.
Always.
The practitioner.
Always the practitioner.
Yeah.
Cool.